Now, she has a very complicated relationship with her sisters and all. We do touch on themes there of, mental health, on, taking care of the self and taking care of the family. Would you mind, just sharing and talking a bit about that dynamics, Lee?
I think love requires attention, and that's what Zanu needed, and that's what Zanu liked in her relationship with her sister. And yes, she was loved and she felt the love from her sister, but she just needed the attention aspect. And I think Zanu just really, she was struggling mentally, but she really just needed her sister. Like, when you just want one specific person to hold you down, that's what she really needed, and
Importance of sisterhood, hey?
Yeah.
Sisterhood for sure. And I appreciate how Mac really learned, dissected the blended family dynamics that happen in households all over South Africa. I mean, it's very difficult to kind of find that connection, that genuine connection, and build those bonds when there's the brokenness of, having two different mothers or two different fathers and having to kind of find that bonding and unity and connection. And I think our storyline really dissects that so beautifully.
So, Mac, just to get to you and, the writing process and, a story like this, you're engaging with an iconic brand, a cultural, a landmark, I would say, the drum has been. How did you adopt that for an audience for 2026?
As you said, a landmark brand, because what drum and what Sis Dolly stands for Black people in this country is still what it stands for today. Times have changed, but the essence of who we are and what we need as a people has remained the same. So in the film, we tackle sisterhood, as they said, and family. The film is, yes, an ode to drum and Sis Dolly, but a celebration of our blackness and an affirmation of family and community and culture and just caring for each other. We wanted to create something that landed softly. We wanted to create something that made people feel something. So in the same way that drum and the brand of Sis Dolly stood for the heart of the people, the film we made stands for that also. It's a film with a lot of heart.
Oh, that's beautiful. So, Lisa, your job is one that's very close to my heart because you are very usually, the one who's least celebrated. And when things go wrong, you're the one everyone blames. But as the producer, would you mind just sharing with us, the journey of where it all started and how we got to this point?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm a co-producer because there are many of us. To get this baby like this born takes a lot of people to shape it and mold it and sell it and all of that. So I'm one of many, but the idea originated quite a few years ago, 2019, just before COVID. Peter Woodler and I decided, or we thought this would be lovely to work with drum. And Peter then came up with the idea of the letter writing, and we both knew the Sis Dolly column and what it meant for people. And when we engaged with drum, they also amplified that message. They said whenever they have road shows, people would go just to listen to Sis Dolly. So that's how it developed, and unfortunately during COVID we got a bit struck down, but we carried on, we persevered, and KAE came on board, and from then we just flew. So for us it was also the idea, as Makganwana was saying, it's a story to celebrate South Africanness, it's a story about celebrating female women interactions, but also just a solid, good South African story without trying to be something else that we're not, So it's just us, as South African.
Yeah. I'm very interested to know, with regards to the rights and actually working with such an iconic brand, how did you navigate that?
The writing?
Yeah, with the rights.
Oh, the rights. We just spoke with them and got them on board, and they were very keen for their brand to be out there. And that was it. So yeah.
And onboarding, the writing process and starting with that journey, I do know it was quite a lengthy process because it's almost like you have to find the right person who knows where to pitch the story. How did you navigate that?
It was a trial and error right in the beginning. We knew we wanted a lady, a female writer, and young, on the younger side, preferably. So it was a journey. We did try various writers, but then we found Makganwana, and she was just the perfect fit. She had the right personality, the right vision, the right talent, and yeah, she made everything come to life.
Well done, so clearly definitely resonated. But I mean, just back to you, Didi, would you mind just telling us about Khethiwe, the personality that she is? How did you find her, and how did you navigate this lady?
Khethiwe is such a beautiful, complex character. She's like very warm, nurturing, compassionate. Like, she wants to see the upliftment and the betterment of her community and mankind, but at the same time, she's also got this like fire in her. She's ambitious. She's kind of like borderline delusional, like she really thinks that, I admire her ambition and the fact that like she's a visionary. She believes that whatever she, can dream up, she can manifest into life, even if it's kind of like borderline in and over her head. She does it, she goes for it. So yeah, that's the essence of Khethiwe. She's like warm, nurturing, compassionate, and also highly ambitious. And I think she struggles to kind of like, she gives so much of herself to the community that she struggles to kind of like fill up her own cup. And I think that's the journey that she goes through. She learns that like you have to fill up your own cup first before you can think about being a light or a beacon of light for your community.
Yeah, Mac, I mean, cinema culture is something that I think we speak about very much as filmmakers, and we want to get people back into the cinemas. What's your first experience of engaging with cinema, and how would you encourage South Africans to go back to the cinema and consume our own stories?
Cinema is very important in what it cultivates and what it means for our industry. Going to the cinema is an unparalleled experience. There's nothing as special as sitting in a room and you get to experience this offering with the people you're sitting with. You're able to feel with them and laugh with them and have this special once in a lifetime opportunity of experiencing a wonderful story community. So cinema in South Africa is something that we're all advocating for, and with this film we aspire and intend for people to go to cinema in the numbers. Take your brother, take your sister, hire a caravella. Just create that experience of sharing something beautiful as a community.
And there's nothing like a big screen and popcorn.
And popcorn. That's true. Well, guys, thank you very much for putting this magnificent piece of art together. We do hope that South Africa will accept it with warm hearts and warm hands, and we know it's going to be an extreme success for all of us as a country.
Thank you for having us, Mark.
Thank you.
Glad to be on the show.
We'll have more. Well, thank you, guys. Please do go out and watch it in droves on the 3rd of July. Dear Sis Dolly, a beautiful South African story that has to be watched. Thank you.
Thank you.